Activity 5.2 Current Event Paper by Tiffany Matisse. English 526 Critical Thinking and Reading. Spring Term 1, 2025. Professor Harrison. NASA gives update on stranded astronauts rescue by Ellen LaPointe. This is just a summary of the two astronauts that were still in orbit in the ice. This past time they were supposed to do a crew turnover. However, a crew did not come in allotted time due to unforeseen circumstances. However, as an update, they are on their way home because they did a successful crew turnover and they're now rescued. So the public's reactions was a lot, and here just are very few comments. One posted prolonged stays in space pose health risks, including radiation exposure. I believe both individuals should consider pursuing legal action against Boeing for not adhering to their scheduled return to Earth. And a reply to that is there are probably waivers that had to be signed before going up or even when they were hired. Another commenter says that NASA is another boondoggle dodge needing to be looked at. And the reply to this is NASA uses the most amount of money of any company in America. Another comment, NASA was a great agency, considered to be top of the line in science and engineering. I will give you time to read all of these comments. I just briefly stated some of the statements that they posted. So I will move on. If you have not completely read all the comments, you can pause this video and then move on to the next slide. The Socratic method. Professor Harrison put up some questions about how we would address these articles in this slide, and I will use some of his questions to answer what is expected in the class from this article itself. How did the public respond to the event? Me, given the use of funds and necessary resources used for this expedition, I see it as an important part of this occupation, meaning that there are occupational hazards that can occur with every job, and this being no less hazardous than any other. The only difference is the location. For commenters, there was the mixed feedback amongst what I've read and what you've read in this slideshow. The comments range from great, good, positive feedback all the way to negative feedback, putting blame on certain companies for their failure to uphold their end of the, we'll say, contract or their end of the deal. How many perspectives on this event existed? So like with everything, there are many perspectives, as stated previously, ranging from highly positive feedback to very negative comments. Me, again, it's just occupational hazard. It's kind of an ethics thing and what they're able to do with what they have. Are they able to go up there and bring them back in a timely manner with them being alive, hopefully? Or is there other circumstances that are keeping them up there? For instance, space, astronomical events, science. Commenters in this paper or slides, they felt the understanding of occupational hazards and that the individual should also protect themselves from situations that could happen. But again, this is an occupational hazard that comes with the territory of working outside of the planet. Why do you think the public responded the way they did? Again, it just depends on how desensitized the public was. For instance, a celebrity's death can cause over 5 million comments, but this event perhaps only provided over 100,000 comments. So it's just based on the crowd's perception of what the event is and how it affects them. What implication or consequences exist as a result of public reaction? Depends. From what I've seen, it's just mere numbers on daily interactions. If the numbers are high and daily operations are stalled, delayed due to the events, the government will take a stand and try to fix this problem to appease the masses and return everything back to its normal timing. Why is it important to analyze the event in the first place? It's an occupational hazard that can happen to anybody depending on their job. Doesn't matter the location. And for someone to be stranded without any help, any way of getting home, that can affect any and everybody. And that's why it's important to analyze events in the first place, because it could be situations that could happen to you. You never know. My design statement is provided in the following. You can pause this slide to read this statement, and if not, I'm going to go ahead and move forward to the next slide. These are my references to follow the story. As again stated in a previous slide, they have been returned to Earth, and there is a new crew on the space station. Thank you.